Look, the energy in Miami right now is absolutely electric. And for once, it's not just about what's happening on the field, but the absolute chess match happening in the front office that could change the future of this franchise forever. We are talking about a potential windfall of draft capital that would make any GM in the league green with envy, and it all hinges on one man, Anthony Weaver. Is the NFL about to hand the Dolphins a massive competitive advantage just for being a talent factory? Before we dive into how this draft heist of the century could go down, do me a massive favor. Hit that like button, share this with every fan you know, and subscribe so you never miss a second of this off-season madness. The league is watching Anthony Weaver like a hawk because if he lands a head coaching gig, the Dolphins get rewarded with compensatory picks through the Rooney Rule. And let's be real, he's earned it. He's been a finalist in multiple rooms, but the Arizona Cardinals are the ones holding the keys to Miami's treasure chest right now. If Arizona pulls the trigger on Weaver, Miami walks away with a third-rounder this year and another in 2027. That is franchise-altering depth we're talking about. He's already completed 3 second-round interviews, including a massive one with the Cardinals today, making him a true finalist for that position. Think about the implications here. This isn't just about losing a coach. It's about gaining the ammunition to build a dynasty. Every time Weaver walks into an interview room, he's potentially carrying 2 golden tickets for our front office. But here is the real kicker that has everyone debating. Why hasn't Miami officially named their new defensive coordinator yet? It's the ultimate strategic delay because if they hire someone while Weaver is technically still on staff, they might lose those picks. The front office is playing a high-stakes game of chicken with the rest of the NFL coaching cycle. We know the name Sean Duggan is at the top of the list, the 32-year-old rising star from the Green Bay Packers staff, but the team is sitting tight. Why? Because the moment they relieve Weaver of his duties to hire a successor, that comp pick eligibility evaporates. It's a genius move by the Dolphins management, showing a level of savvy we haven't always seen from this organization. They are squeezing every bit of value out of the situation, refusing to blink until the Cardinals or Bills make their final move. Question of the day, do you think Anthony Weaver actually lands the top job in Arizona, or are the Dolphins going to get left empty-handed when the music stops? Drop a Y for yes or an N for no in the comments right now. I want to see where the fan base is leaning on this. The odds are shifting by the hour, with names like Mike LaFleur and Anthony Campanelli standing in the way. Mike LaFleur is currently the betting favorite at -200, while Anthony Campanelli sits at +145. Weaver is the underdog at +275, but in the NFL coaching carousel, anything can happen in the final 48 hours. If the Cardinals go another direction, Miami still has a solid foundation, sitting on 8 picks for the 2026 draft, including that gorgeous number 11 overall selection. We've got the Philly pick from the Jalen Phillips trade and that extra third from the Houston Texans move. Shout out to the front office for that rare win. But adding a 4th third-round pick would give us the ammo to move up for a superstar or completely rebuild the defensive rotation with elite young talent. Think about the draft capital we already have. We are looking at 5 picks in the top 90. That is an absurd amount of leverage. We hold pick 11 in the first round, pick 43 in the second, and then those 3 third-rounders at 75, 87, and 90. If Weaver lands that job, we add pick number 4 in the 3rd round. That's not just a bonus. That's a foundational shift. You can find starters, impact players, and trade chips with that kind of volume. Imagine having 3 third-round picks in a deep draft. You can address the offensive line, add depth to the secondary, and find a developmental pass rusher all in the same round. It's the kind of flexibility that allows a team to take risks on high-upside players without jeopardizing the entire draft class. And speaking of the defense, the rumor mill is spinning out of control regarding who takes the reins under Jeff Hafley. All signs are pointing toward a young, hungry riser, Sean Duggan. This guy is only 32 years old, but his connection with Hafley is legendary, stretching back to Ohio State and Boston College. He knows the system, he knows the verbiage, and he's the perfect right-hand man for a head coach who wants to be the CEO of the entire team while keeping the defensive identity consistent and physical. Some fans are nervous about a 32-year-old coordinator who has never called plays at this level, but don't let the age fool you. Jeff Hafley is going to be the one calling the plays on Sundays. He's the architect. He needs a lieutenant who can teach the scheme, run the meetings, and ensure every player is on the same page while Hafley manages the big picture. Duggan has followed Hafley from Ohio State to Boston College to Green Bay, There is no one on the planet who understands this defensive philosophy better. He's not just a coach. He's an extension of Hafley's brain on the field. This kind of continuity is invaluable, especially when you're trying to install a new system midway through a championship window. It's a bold strategy, leaning into youth and cohesion rather than just chasing a big-name veteran. We want a defense that plays as one unit, a group that is more connected and more violent at the point of attack than anything we've seen in recent years. We are also hearing names like Tim Lukabu, DeMarcus Covington, and Vince Agabase as potential additions to the staff. Imagine a defensive room filled with specialists who all speak the same language. That is how you build a top 5 unit in this league. These are guys who have worked together, who trust each other, and who won't be looking for the exit the moment things get tough. They are building a culture of accountability and precision that starts at the top and trickles down to every single player on the roster. We are also watching the offensive side of the ball closely. Bobby Slowik has been promoted to offensive coordinator, bringing that high-level passing game expertise to help whoever is under center next year. Whether it's sticking with the current veteran or moving toward a new era, Slowik's presence ensures that the offensive identity won't be lost in the transition. The front office is clearly prioritizing continuity and modern concepts, which is exactly what this roster needs to take the next step. Slowik understands the nuances of the modern NFL passing game, and his ability to design creative plays and find mismatches is going to be a huge asset for this offense. The waiting game is almost over. Adam Schefter is reporting that these vacancies should be filled by the middle or end of the week. We are in the home stretch. By the time we hit the Super Bowl, we will know exactly how many picks we have and exactly who is leading this defense. It's a nerve-wracking time to be a fan, but the potential payoff is massive. We are talking about a team that is finally playing the long game correctly, positioning themselves to be players in the draft and players in the postseason for years to come. The front office is showing a level of discipline that we haven't seen in a long time, and it's finally starting to feel like there's a real plan in place. Hopefully, Jeff Hafley is up to the task. He has the reputation of being a leader of men and a brilliant defensive mind, and with John Eric Sullivan in the GM chair, the synergy between the front office and the coaching staff is the strongest it's been in a decade. No more internal power struggles, no more conflicting visions, just a unified path forward. They are building something special in Miami, and it's all starting to come together at just the right time. The talent is there, the coaching is there, and now the draft capital is starting to line up too. But let's talk about the risks for a moment. What if Weaver doesn't get the job? What if Arizona goes with LaFleur or Campanelli? The Dolphins would still have a solid draft, but they would miss out on those extra picks. It would be a blow, but not a fatal one. The real danger would be if the team waited too long to hire a coordinator and missed out on their top targets. But given the reports, it sounds like Duggan is already locked in, waiting for the green light to make it official. It's a calculated risk, but one that could pay off in a big way if everything falls into place. And then there's the question of the roster itself. How much will these extra picks really help if the team doesn't make the right selections? Draft picks are only valuable if you turn them into productive players. But with Sullivan at the helm, there's a renewed sense of confidence in the team's scouting department. They've shown an ability to find talent in the later rounds, and having more bites at the apple only increases the chances of finding a true game changer. Whether it's finding a hidden gem in the third round or using those picks to move up for a blue-chip prospect, the Dolphins are in a position of strength. As we look ahead to the next few days, all eyes will be on Arizona. The decision they make will have a ripple effect that touches every part of the Dolphins organization. It's a rare situation where another team's coaching search is just as important as our own. But that's the reality of the modern NFL, where compensatory picks and coaching trees are the lifeblood of successful franchises. We are witnessing the evolution of the Dolphins into a truly elite organization, one that understands the value of every asset and is willing to play the long game to achieve greatness. Stay tuned, because the moment the Weaver news breaks or the Duggan hire becomes official, we'll be right here to break it all down. This offseason is just getting started, and the moves we make today are going to define the wins we celebrate tomorrow. Get ready, because the new era in Miami is officially here, and it's going to be a wild ride. We'll be analyzing every draft pick, every coaching hire, and every roster move with the same passion and intensity that you bring to every game. Because at the end of the day, we're all fans. We want to see this team succeed. We want to see those championship banners hanging from the rafters. And it starts with moves like this, the quiet, strategic battles that take place behind the scenes. It might not be as exciting as a last-minute touchdown, but it's just as important for the future of the franchise. So let's sit back, watch the chips fall where they may, and get ready for a draft season unlike any other in Dolphins history. This is the time when champions are made, not on the field in September, but in the meeting rooms and draft rooms in February and April. The work being done right now will determine the outcome of next season and the ones after that. And if the Dolphins can pull off this draft heist, the rest of the league had better watch out. Because a Miami team with a top 10 defense and a mountain of draft picks is a terrifying prospect for anyone in the AFC. So keep your eyes on the news, keep your notifications on, and stay loud. The Fins are making moves, and we're going to be right here to witness every single one of them. Whether it's good news or bad news, we'll face it together as a fan base. But right now, things are looking pretty good. We've got a clear vision, a talented roster, and a front office that isn't afraid to take risks. That's a recipe for success in any league. Let's go, Dolphins. Let's get those picks, let's hire those coaches, and let's get back to the top of the mountain. It's been a long time coming, but the pieces are finally falling into place. The future is bright in Miami, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Thanks for being part of this journey with us. See you in the next one.